All right, let's talk about the one thing nobody wants to talk to when it comes to leadership: conflict resolution. Oh, this is not a fun subject, but I'm hoping I can change your mind on that. Okay, so let's talk about two areas of conflict you might find yourself in. Okay, so there's team conflict and then there's family conflict. Okay, so these are both related to Kid Zone. Okay, but let's talk about stuff that happens on the team and that stuff that happens with kids and their parents. Okay, so let's go first with this. And what I want to do is provide some helpful steps of what to do, but then also try to give you some good basis that will help you even want to do this in the first place. Okay. So, first thing, approach positively. I know right now, whenever we're talking about a team and stuff that happens, or if you've got somebody who's mad at you, or you see something that's bad happening between two other people, you're thinking to yourself, this is the worst thing that happens. I'm a bad leader, and there's just nothing good that can come out of this. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Stop right now. Just stop, okay? That is not the truth about conflict. Conflict is a very natural thing that happens in life, and what you might be thinking about is just really out of control conflict. See, conflict when it happens can be very, very good and essential for a team. Why? I know that sounds so twisted and so bad. Like conflict sounds like it's a problem. Conflict is an opportunity, okay? Because that's really two people that are finally getting to the point that they're saying yeah, I can't lie to you about this anymore and I can't act nice to you. We need to talk about a problem that exists. We really need to get into the weeds of this and really discuss this, okay? And often you can't have trust on a team unless you have healthy conflict. You can't expect that a team's really going to be able to get built up, that's going to be able to really trust each other if they haven't been able to be real with each other in some conflict. Okay? So right off the bat, you got to approach this positively. That doesn't mean that if somebody comes up to you mad, you're like, yay, we get to have conflict. No, but in the back of your head, you shouldn't be scared to death thinking to yourself I'm just bad at this, and that's why this is happening. No, you might be good at this, and this is exactly why it's happening. So approach it positively. Number 2, you need to maintain respect. So if somebody comes up to you or you see something happening, okay, the first thing you want to do is try to take the situation and take it into an environment that is okay. Now, I'm not saying that, man, if you are over 18 and there's a 14-year-old that's yelling at you, that you take them into the other room. No. What I am saying this is, okay, Mount Nebo, for example, we have a pretty big gym. So if I saw something happening between two people or I had a problem with somebody else, what I would do is I'd say, hey, let's go over to this side of the room and talk. Can people still see? Yeah. But do people need to hear every single thing? Not because people are going to say anything bad, but out of respect for the other person, let's not have this conversation in front of kids, in front of other people. That way, no other people are trying to chime in. It's a very good discussion, and we're providing an environment where if people need to say things to you that they don't feel comfortable saying in front of somebody else, they have the opportunity to say it there. So you want to maintain respect, or if somebody says something and there's a problem, just be like, hey, let's talk over here. You don't want to call them out in front of everybody. That's just not cool. You don't want to do that. But there's a step after that. You need to stay calm and you need to stay focused. Okay? Now, I know those are two things that you're like, those are the two things I don't want to do because, man, when this person's like, hey, you shouldn't have said that to me, I immediately want to be like, you should have showed up on time every single day this year, but you didn't. Okay? Now, I'm just saying, that's an example of something that well, that has nothing to do with that, but you're bringing in things to this conflict that never meant to be there. Stay focused and stay calm. If somebody's mad at you and they're saying why did you have to say it like that? I'm sorry. Why did that hurt? Or explain to me more your feelings. I want to understand exactly why that was offensive to you or something like that. Okay. So when I stay calm, what I'm allowing the other person to do is to be able to say what they need to say, and I'm able to hear a little bit more. And that leads into our next one. You need to listen to understand. See, this isn't just listen so that I can hear exactly where you're wrong and tell you that you're wrong. What I want to do is listen. See, most of the time, especially when somebody else has a problem with me, they're not asking for, why did you do this? Because there's not really going to be an answer that I'm able to give that really takes away the pain, okay? The pain's already there. What I want to be able to do is listen. And I want to be able to ask questions and be able to say, explain it to me a little bit more. Or I want to understand, and I'm sorry that I don't at the moment. Could you say that maybe a different way so that I could understand it better? Or could you say that again? I'm sorry that I'm having trouble following you with this. It's questions that are very much saying, I want to know, and I'm here to listen, and I'm genuinely trying to understand you. Please help me understand you better. Those are important things that we don't want to neglect. And what you'll find is that some people, the more they talk, the more they'll eventually get to the right answer, or they'll get to the thing, or you'll be able to hear it, or they're so mad about something that has nothing to do with you, or they're just like, it's just my family life, or this happening at home, or this, that, or the other, or I just had a really bad day, or whatever. And rather than blowing the thing up, what you've been able to do is create some incredible trust with somebody that they're saying, you know what? I realize that even if I get mad with you, I'm still able to talk, and that you're not going to kick me out. You're not going to be angry with me. And while it's not okay that I always act like that, and that's not the best expression of some of my emotions, what I can do then is take that and make it an opportunity for something that nobody else thought was going to happen. Okay, but let's keep going with this. Last thing is, obviously, we want to collaborate for a solution. So depending on the situation, what you might need to do is you need to say, okay, I understand that I might hurt you, or listen, you can't do that again. What you need to do is you need to come up with a solution together. And if that doesn't work, the last option is you bring in your leader, okay? Whether that's your pastor, if you are the Kids Zone director there, you're out bringing in your campus pastor or whatever. That's just a situation that you're saying like, okay, I don't think we're going to be able to resolve this. Can we bring in somebody else that can help mediate this? Can we bring in somebody else so that we're really able to get to a solution we are both okay with? Now, here's the thing. Whenever we start looking at family conflict, we'll notice, we want to approach it positively again. We want to maintain respect. We want to stay calm and focused, okay? We want to listen to understand. We want to have collaboration for a solution. All of those things, but the last step is just a little bit different, okay? There's one thing that's absolutely different. You bring in your leader and your parent. It's no longer a bring in your leader if you need to. No matter what, if there's some type of conflict that happens, your leader needs to be made aware of it. And the child's parent needs to be made aware of it. Obviously, if your conflict is with the parent knows about it. And the kid doesn't need to know about it. But you want to make sure your leader knows about it. And it's really, really important that you do this for a few reasons. One, the parent will honestly, most of the time, be on your side and be able to help you out with it. They'll be able to say, they acted like that? I'm so sorry, they shouldn't have done that. I'll make sure they don't do that in the future. Or if your leader finds out about that and you tell them about it, they're able to be like, oh, yeah, so here's what's going on with that family. Doesn't make it right, but thank you for letting me know so that I can be aware of that in the future. It's probably something that your leader wants to be made aware of. Now, these are some very, very important steps to take with conflict that you need to handle precisely, okay? Now, this isn't always like do it exactly like this, because you'll find at times, man, it jumps all over the place, that at some point, maybe the leader or the parent makes you aware of it, and you're like, oh, I need to go talk with that kid about it. It just, some of the steps can get all over the place. But these are some really helpful principles. If you're wondering, how do I navigate this? What do I do? These are some steps to take with it. And of course, if you have any questions or anything, talk with your leader about it. They will be able to help you out. But it's important that you handle this quickly and you handle this in the right way, because you can build trust with your team, with parents, kids, and families. That is absolutely essential that you might not be able to get in any other way.